Welcome back, Algebra Half. Lesson 59 is about proportions again. And you might say, I already learned about proportions, and yeah, you're right, you did. But no, it's with fractions, so let's add that on. Remember, originally, proportions kind of look like fractions, right? I got 2 x's and 5/6. X's, I should call them, huh? I don't know what this is yet, but 2 over x is going to be the same as 5/6, so I just need to find out, how they're related. If it's 5/6, then what's this? And it's going to have to be less than 6, but more than 2. So how did we solve these? Remember, we cross multiplied. And we had to show the work too. We don't just do it in our head. We do 2 times 6 equals 5 times x. Equation, right? And 2 times 6 is 12. Divide both sides by 5 to get the x by itself. I've got 12/5. Final answer. It's going to be the same with fractions. Nothing changes. What do you think, though, when you look at example 59.1 on page 189? I have it transcribed up here. What do you think makes it tricky for some? Because it does get tricky. It's that we have all these lines. And if you write this sloppily, like this, 2/3 x, it starts to look like quite the stack, and I don't know what to do with it. It's overwhelming. Don't do that to yourself. 2 things. Make your fraction up here shorter than the one here. And also, why don't you get out a red pen today, and not for correcting, but for drawing that middle most important line. It's the line from over here. It's the same line. But see, what we've done now is we've turned this into 2/3. That's all we're doing. We're just changing whole numbers to fractions. We're going to solve the same way. It's all the same otherwise. So use red pen and make these fraction bars smaller than these ones to help keep it all straight. And then we're going to cross multiply like we did before. 2/3 times 1/5. And it doesn't matter what order. I could do 5/8 times x on the left too. It's all going to be the same, commutative. But 2/3 times 1/5 is going to be equal to x times 5/8. How do I get this 5/8 to go away? Once again, we're solving with reciprocals so that these cancel out, but I also have to do that same reciprocal over here. Make sure that order is still the same as the other red, 8/5. Can I do any canceling before I go across? Not a lot that I can see. So 16 on the top. 15 times 5. 75, is it? Equals, because it's all canceled, x. Can I reduce this anymore? You're going to have a hard time with it. As simplified as it goes, 16/75. 16/75. Let's do this one more time. Remember to solve by cross multiplying these. Maybe you can already skip the first step. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Is 2/5 times x. How do I get that 2/5 to go away? Multiply by the reciprocal. These cancel across, leaving just this x here. Don't lose it in the shuffle. Can I do any canceling before? No. So 15/24. 15/24 is the answer. Is it? Did I do this right? 2/5 x. Let me look just real quick. I'm back. Sorry for the interruption. You probably didn't feel like it was an interruption. It's just a pause for you for a second. We're correct. We just have some reducing to do, don't we? 15/24 it could get you if you don't look at it closely enough. But what's the common denominator? 5 plus 1 is 6. So is 2 plus 4. Starting to feel like we can divide these by a multiple of divisible by 3. That's what got me. Though both divided by 3 gives us this final answer. Now, I could have gotten that if I hadn't cheated ahead and done this 3/12 thing. I probably would have noticed, like the book does, that 3 cancels with 3 if I had set this up horizontally. Or maybe you would have noticed this 3/12 earlier and you could have reduced it early on and said it's really just a fourth. It saved you this problem later. That's why canceling and reducing ahead of time, when you can do it the right way, is so valuable. Just be careful that you do it the right way. So that's proportions with fractions. Why don't you pick 2 practice problems? Don't be afraid to challenge yourself with one if it looks harder. Okay, that's what makes you stronger. Show me those when you get